It all began on the 10th of July 1943. The Allies landed on the south coast of Sicily, forcing Axis troops to evacuate from the east of the island. Within 2 days, Italian army officers had arrested the dictator Mussolini and entered into secret negotiations with the Allies. But the Germans were an altogether different story. After overcoming crack German soldiers in the Catania region of Sicily, Allied forces entered the town of Messina. But by the 17th of August, the Axis evacuation was complete. On September 3rd, 1943, British soldiers crossed the Straits of Messina, while the Allies landed in Salerno and Taranto. By the 28th of September, the Germans withdrew and the Allies entered Naples. But the hostile terrain gave the Germans time to establish a strong defensive perimeter. The Italy campaign in the Second World War was essentially a battle of attrition. Hundreds of thousands of Allied forces fighting against extremely well-entrenched Germans along what came to be known as the Gustav Line of defense. The line passed through Monte Cassino, and moving northwards to Rome meant getting through Cassino first. But just reaching the battle zone itself was a nightmare, with the Allies having to establish secure crossings on the river Liri, its principal tributary the Gari, and the fast-moving Rapido. The battle in the Liri Valley area of Italy was also a battle against the weather and indeed the geographical features which you can see behind me. Several hill features needed to be conquered before Allied soldiers were able to make it over here in the decisive battles against this abbey in Monte Cassino, where German soldiers were well entrenched. It was also a battle against the weather. The first battle of Monte Cassino took place when it was extremely cold in the month of January. The last battle of Monte Cassino ended in the month of May. The first Allied assault on the Gustav Line came on the 17th of January 1944. Allied forces led by the British 10th Corps and the French Expeditionary Forces tried to outflank German positions around the Liri Valley. In the center, the US 2nd Corps managed to cross the Rapido River south of the town of Cassino. All around there was heavy resistance, with the Germans dug in around the hills and mountains in the area. The first battle was a failure. The Allies had not made any serious breakthrough. The second Battle of Cassino, which began on the 15th of February, was marked by the bombing of the monastery itself, in a move which was criticized around the world. Not only was the holy bastion pulverized, the Allies soon realized that the walls of the abbey, which had been up to 15 feet thick, made an excellent defensive position. It was here that Indian soldiers had some of their biggest successes. 19-year-old Sepoy Kamal Ram, in action for the first time, volunteered to take on a machine gun position which had wiped out a large number of soldiers from the Punjab regiment. Kamal Ram crawled through a wire and leapt upon the gun crew single-handed. He shot the gunner, bayoneted his feeder, and swung about to kill a German officer who sprang at him. But Kamal Ram didn't stop there. He moved on single-handedly, attacking 3 other gun posts, enabling the Punjabis to secure their objective. The teenager was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest wartime gallantry award. The Allies had paid a huge price. By the 23rd of May, nearly 3,000 men had been lost in a span of just 8 days, and another, hopefully last assault would be needed to win the battle. The town of Cassino finally fell on the 17th of May. Polish soldiers were the first on top. The battle had been one of the bloodiest in military history. 20,000 Germans had died in the defense of the Gustav Line. More than twice as many Allies were killed, of which there were more than 1,000 Indian casualties. this is where they are remembered. More than 400 are buried here at the War Memorial in Casino. The names of those who could not be identified are inscribed on these walls. Perhaps the biggest eye-opener in Monte Cassino is in the profile of the Indian soldiers who fought here. Soldiers like 16-year-old Muhammad Khan of the 6th Rajputana Rifles killed on the 15th of March 1944. There were 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds fighting over here, fighting thousands of kilometers away from their homes. It would have taken several months for their parents to know that their loved ones were dead.